How do you feel about being born in Canada?
Um, I feel like it's cool because there's a lot of different cultures in Canada and it's very diverse. So it's really interesting getting to know like a bunch of different people in my class. How do you feel about being born in Canada?
It's like having the world in one place, that you can learn so much about so many different places and so many different people and cultures and languages and different ways that people think. But yeah, it can sometimes be challenging. Do you think racism exists in Canada?
Um, y- yeah, but like I don't think I've experienced racism myself that much, but it's hard to tell because sometimes it could just be a question or it could be racist. So like an example would be, where are you from? Can you speak Japanese? Can you tell me what this means? Can you do karate? It's like it might not be racist, but it could also be racist, sort of. Well, do you think racism exists in Canada?
I do, but I think sometimes it's not blatant racism. So, like you said, it's sort of hard to tell. So, sometimes when people ask you questions like, where are you from? Or can you speak Japanese? It could really just be honest curiosity. But you can feel like it's a microaggression or a way for somebody to create, like put you in a box. So is there a time you experienced a racist incident that you may not have told me about?
No, because there's not that much racism in our school because they teach us about like different types of like intimidation, and racism is one of them. So that's like against the school law. So
We could be here all afternoon if I talked to you about every single racist incident that's happened to me over the years. I think one incident that I told you about that I think is really important is when I was in grade school. Somebody new came to our school once and he started making fun of me and calling me names. And what I really appreciated was that when I told him that that's not right, my friends stood by me and they also told him that they don't accept him to say things like that and it's not appropriate.
I mean, it isn't. So, have you ever been ashamed of your identity?
I guess so. I just felt that people saw me as an outsider, as an other. When I was growing up as a teenager, I really felt sometimes ashamed to tell people that I had Japanese heritage. And it came a lot from seeing negative images of Asians in the media and our history as Japanese Canadians to be persecuted for being Japanese Canadian. So I was brought up being told to hide the fact that I was Japanese.
It's kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to do, but
it's pretty obvious, but you know, to just try to blend in. So what about you? Have you ever felt ashamed of your identity?
well, there was that one time where I was like, I'm not Japanese, I'm Canadian because I was born in Canada. But now with this whole thing going on, I'm like, well, now I kind of want to be Japanese because there's so much cool stuff from there. Do you ever feel like worried about me?
I do, just based on the fact that like some of the experiences that I had growing up and being treated like a lesser being. I really hope that that never happens to you, but I don't, because what I see in you is somebody who's really confident, and I'm trying to instill in you to feel good about yourself and to feel good about all parts of your identity, because you're not just Japanese Canadian. You also have that side of you that is like your grandfather is from England and your grandmother is Acadian. So these are all parts of who you are, and I hope that you will feel good about who you are. But sometimes it's unfortunate, but I think again, the media still shows negative or stereotyped images of Asians, and I really hope that you don't have to encounter too many people that see you only in a certain light and don't see all that is so amazing about you. Do you ever feel worried about me?
Yeah, but not for racism related reasons.
Oh, really? Why?
Well, because you know how to handle it, because you've been through it. So it's just like the same thing with me. You're like confident when it comes to racism. If someone's racist, you're gonna go talk to them and say, that was racist, can you please not do that? Or like, I feel like you're the person who's gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna just stand here and be
Treated a certain way?
yeah.
I know. Like, I wish I could go back in time. Part of me wants to create little video clips where I reenact moments where I was in kind of a racist situation and I didn't say anything, but to then reenact it and actually say something. Like, there was a time once, I might have told you about, I went to a wedding show, and I won a prize, and the prize was bagpipes, a bagpipe performance at my wedding. And when I went up on stage to claim the prize, the entire group laughed. They thought it was the most hilarious thing that this Asian woman would win bagpipes at their wedding, like a bagpipe performance at their wedding. And I wish at the moment that I had taken the mic, because there was a man with bagpipes handing me the certificate, and he said, well, at least it comes with a box of chocolates. And I still wish that I had grabbed the mic and said, by the way, the person I'm engaged to is Scottish, and I went to Queen's University where bagpipes are a big thing. So I would actually have had bagpipes at my wedding, but because of the way you're acting and laughing, I don't really want to have them. So thanks for the box of chocolates. Do you ever wish that our family didn't come to Canada many, many years ago, many generations ago?
Well, there was a book that I read, and it talked about like how they went into internment camps and stuff. So maybe coming to Canada then wasn't a great idea. But I don't know really where else we would have gone. So I guess,
and you can't predict that. And the same thing actually happened briefly to people in Hawaii. The difference is that Japanese Americans after the war were allowed to return, sometimes not, sometimes in hostile situations, but they were still allowed to return to the West Coast and return to their homes. Whereas in Canada, our ancestors were not allowed to go to their homes. All their property was sold off. All of their possessions were sold off.
I could be a millionaire right now
I
if
know.
we didn't move to Canada.
We joke because your grandparents owned a hotel in Vancouver. Imagine how much that would be worth these days. But yeah, we were forced to disperse across the country. So it kind of caused us to lose our culture, our language. You were just saying to me today, you wish that I would speak to you in Japanese when you were a baby, but I don't know Japanese enough to be able to do that. So it's really sad that we've had to, because of the history of Japanese Canadians in Canada, we've lost a lot. We've lost
Money.
we've lost the potential to be future Hiltons. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but yeah, we've lost probably millions of dollars, and we've lost our cultural identity, because I know that for many Japanese Canadians who are now third, fourth, fifth generation, they really are disconnected from that connection to Japan.
I mean, at least you know how to speak Japanese. I don't know a single word. Are there things that like are too hard to say but you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, like I think that there are probably things that have happened in my life that you're maybe still too young for me to tell you about, and I don't want you to fear your future, but yeah, I think when the time comes, I might tell you more about certain things that happened in certain times in my life. I really feel fortunate to have you in my life. I know I say this all the time, but I really do, because I think that you are just the most amazing child. Like, how did I get blessed with somebody so amazing like you? And I feel that you have what it takes to survive in this world, as far as being creative and confident and strong and articulate. No pressure at all. But I feel like I'm really fortunate to be your mom.